Hello, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tomasz Man. This is not a joke. I am a playwright, of course. I am teacher, academic teacher in Academy of Theatre in Wrocław and in Warsaw. I wrote 20 plays, near the 20 plays for adults, children, musicals, radio drama. I had published one book, Sex Machine and Others, in Polish publisher University of Jagielloński, and one book in Italian edition. It's Press, Some Kind of Love. And I wrote near the 20 plays, and all these plays another kind of genre, because all is this plays I wrote by myself, by contract, by competition, and my play 111 was translated in English, in French, in Russian, in Italian, Hungarian, Czech, and German too. And I had premiere 111 in German, in Aachen, and in Italian 2 years ago, and in Russia is and I made it in Poland by myself, because I'm director too. I am playwright who write many plays in different for different audience, for adults, for children, and for others kind of theater. And yeah, my experience, this is my writing, this is my thinking. The first question for me, for you, is who is the playwright, and maybe I can draw you and make a picture who's a playwright. Playwright is a head, yeah, with big eyes, big ears, and big mouth. Why? Because playwright, of course, it depends on my experience, and I have to open eyes all the time and observe very particularly and interesting accident near me and open me, and eyes are very important in my work, in my profession. Yeah, if I observe some accidents or I observe behavior, strange behavior, people, I can remember this and I can use my work, and my eyes are my tools to make plays. This is a first step. What I see, I can write. This is the first step. And second step is my ears. Ears are very important, because when I have opened the ears, I can hear you. I can hear people. I have many examples when I heard jokes or heard very interesting dialogue between people, and try to record myself. And often I wrote it or I mix it with my plays. It's a very important tool as a in ears. Of course, for my job too, because I am director of radio dramas, and I like very much make radio drama in radio, and of course ears are very, very important in my work in radio. And third is my moves, my moves. And this is why this is important. This is important because when I talk with people, during the talking and make a conversation with people, I used, of course, words in the theater, real words and live words. A live conversation is very important, on the stage, because when I have an idea to write something, I have to thinking about actors who are on the stage, and used, of course, his voice from the mouth, and it's very important part of my work, because I have to make a imagine, of course. Okay, this sentence is very good for actors, and when I write something, I try to use at home, at bathroom, I don't know, where this word is good on the stage. The third thing is, of course, my laptop. This is a laptop. And this is my hands. And it's the finish of the tools. And eyes, ears, mouth, and this is the finish. This is a goal, and this impression, this experience, what I hearing, what I see, and what I make a conversation with people, I have to connect with my hands and with my laptop. And the last part is writing. Is a writing. This is my laptop, and this is a picture of playwright. This is I am the playwright in this funny picture. And of course, a new play is a new road. Each of my play, each of my ideas, this is a new road, and I have, of course, some road to writing, and how made it, how I do, and I want to talk to you. What is my method? I don't think so. This is not real method, but what I do, what I have idea for picture, for play. And first step, when I want to write something, is an answer for very, very important question. When I have contract to play, to write something, the last time I have a contract to write a play about Joseph Conrad and Stanisław Wyspiański, and this is a contract who sent me director of Stary Theatre in Krakow. This is not my self idea. This idea create from Krakow, and this is another way that myself. Yes, this is and first in my word contract. Yeah, if I have contract, this is another way to writing when I have to write myself. Yeah, contract. This is subject is subject choose the director of theater, and I have to describe and write a subject who was created by director, not by self. And this is another way to writing, yes, because this is not exactly from myself, but it's for me very open, because I never think about it that I can write about Stanisław Wyspiański and Joseph Conrad. I never think about this two person on one stage, and it was very inspired me. And contract, for example, I had in theater in Aachen in German, when my friend dramaturg Ralph Blase, he made me propose to write a drama play about Old Testament, and main story from Old Testament. Of course, it was not my idea. It's idea of from the theater, and it was very interesting for me, because I have to first of all read very carefully and deeply Old Testament and choose the main story which I create on my own play. This play had a title "Dust and God." This is the first kind of writing in myself. Second one is a competition. Yeah. Of course, now I have a proposition to write. I have a scholarship from Polish authors and playwrights, and for playwrights, because this is a competition, and I have scholarship, and I have to write to end of September story about pandemic time. Yeah, and this is, of course, I have a scholarship, and this is a competition, but subject is not myself, but it's proposed from this institution, and this is these 2 points are not exactly from myself, but it's another way to writing, because this is like professional works. I have to write to very exactly time and very exactly subject. Yeah, and third is third place from myself is a place what I feel, what is for me very important. Yeah, and For example, 111, my place is a similar like this is my opinion about young people and teen people and teens who unfortunately sometimes born in aggression family, and they wanted to fight against a family, against brother and sister, and try to find a place in their life. And this is another one, because for example, 111 or and Mother and Lampard, and this is a third route in my writing, and of course when I write something for adults audience, and this is another right, of course, when I have proposition to children fairy tales, and this is yes, I have to have another language, another structure, and I can I have to find a serious problem, and this is another I have to use other imagination when I write something to adult audience, and when I have proposition to children, in this year I had I will have, maybe because my premiere was stopped by pandemic. I wrote the fairy tale and about a boy who was very shame, who met a star, in the windows, in the window, his window. And this is another style to writing, because my imagination is a imagination of a little boy, and I have to create language and relation and language compared to children's space, children's style. This is the second part. And third time, what I like very, very much is musicals. I wrote some musicals because I'm guitarist, and when I have a proposition to write musical, of course I have to. I have no guitar with me now, but all songs to musical I played on my guitar, and I create songs with my guitar, because I know in which mood is it, which rhythm, tempo, and I like very much. And this is musicals is a very, for me, nice kind of writing, because I have to connect, imagine, musical imagine with adult and children spaces in the future. Sure. And this is my third road to writing. The fourth is a script, and because now I wrote the script to movie, and the work title is Crash Cash Europe, and this is my first step to write something to the screen, to cinema. And this is another way to writing, because you know about it. But this is this is another, because I have to write very short scene and have a big more action, short scene, no big monologues and big long dialogues. I have to cut it by picture, because in screen script, of course, very important is action include with dialogue. Yeah. And this is my third way to writing, and kind of writing, and I like very much this panoramic writing. Yeah, this is my job when I am playwright. Of course, I'm director too, and I like very much direct my script, because I know very good what I want to say. And sometimes I remember from the school, academic school in Warsaw, that my professors said, you can't direct your play, because you never know what is another interpretation. But for me, it's not big problem, because I try to be director when I direct my plays. Of course, I cut it words and sentences when I feel what's too long for audience, because for audience for me is the most important thing in my creation, because I think what is good for audience, when audience are in boring, when it's too long, when it's too short, I think about audience, because whole words and whole my sentence and story is for people who coming to the theater. Yeah. Yeah, this is a short version of my writing, and now I want to say some words about my method. Maybe this is my little method. And first of all, what I think, this is a subject. Yeah, subject. Subject as it's the first step. What I think, what's important for me, yeah, and I'm looking for theme and topic for my story, yeah, and this is very important, because subject decide on writing, yeah, and subject and theme, and another way is when I create story about person. I don't know, very historical person. For example, I wrote about Joseph Conrad and Stanisław Wyspiański, and of course I have to read many books about this big artist, because I have to find dramatical points in their life, yeah, and I have to go to library and searching, big searching. I have to make a big searching because I try to find very important dramatic moments. What I can use to writing about Joseph Conrad and Stanisław Wyspiański, or I remember that I wrote a play about Hans Bellmer. Hans Bellmer, he was an artist from German artist, and I wrote about his life, of course, and interesting only in dramatical moment because he was anti-fascism. He escaped to French, and he was very interesting, interesting artist, but unfortunately not popular in mainstream. And yeah, historical story. When I think a subject for historical moment, I have to know that I have to find more information and documentation, and this is a very important moment in my writing. But I'm looking for not all information, because all information, this is not pragmatic for me. Very practical is a dramatical moment. What I think about, what I mean about dramatical moment. For example, Joseph Conrad and his life is very dramatical, and I remember that maybe you remember the Heart of Darkness. It was a very important moment in his life because he wrote this book because he was there. He was in Congo. He was there. He was a captain of ship, and he described murders and kill many people, and it was his experience, and in this point his life and his writing is at the same moment. And for me, when I choose the dramatical moment in Joseph Conrad, this is a very important moment, because in his mind, in his feeling, his psychological statement is broke, because he saw many blood and many murders, white against black people, and when I make the commentary, I make the documentary. What's title is dramatical moment. Dramatical moment is very important for me when I write about life and important historical persons, and I choose accidents, and it's a very important in this subject. But for example, when I wrote Crash Cash Europe, it's a play for I wrote to theater in German. Yes, this dramaturg said me, could you write about something about Europe, and this is a big topic as Europe, but I try to find a metaphor of our time in Europe, and I create a decalogue, and it was 10 capitals in Europe. from Warsaw, Berlin, Paris, London, Rome, etc. And it was corridor, and one person go to the next scene, and each of the scene is a one of contentment from Decalogue. Yeah, and I wrote this play because, for example, you never be if contentment is you have to love your parents and your mother, your son, and your father. I wrote the scene when father was rape his daughter, and this is a question when children and in which situation children has to love parents when is this accident. And I try to find the opposite situation to contentment. Yeah, subject is very important. Now I want to say you what I think now about idea of on myself, what I have idea to play now. And I want to describe to you what I think now from in this vacation, because in pandemic time, because I have scholarship for to write a play about pandemic time, and subject is a very important pandemic time for me now, because I want to describe the accident what I have in my town, little town. This is a village near the Wrocław, and in March, in April. It's April this year. My neighbor had a very hard moment and her life, because she's a doctor. She's a very rich woman. She's unfortunately alone because her husband died 3 years ago, and she's living in very big house, and of course she was afraid of pandemic times, virus. She went home from the home, and me and my wife, we bought her sometimes some products what she wants, because she 1 month didn't want to go out the home. And one day she phoned to me because she phoned to my telephone, and she asked me to help her because steal her money, and I sometimes steal her money, big money, and I went to her house, and she explained me that all the time some men phoned to her, and she has a problem because she made something bad, because one day before she had a phone from scammed by a telephone, and this man said my neighbor or this girl, this woman, that she has in the bank false bad money. It's counterfeit money, and she must get rid of them quickly, or she will be in the trouble. And the trickster will help her, but she must obey him. Yeah, the scammer hands over the handset to a senior policeman, and she explained me that this moment is persuade her, because this policeman, I don't know what she said me, that it was he was a general, but of course this is not true, because this is a fake policeman, and this fake policeman orders the woman to go to the bank and withdraw the money. Yeah, and this woman is a very important. She's alone. Yeah, she's alone in this home, and she has a family, but this is a sister, and the sister has a son, and she loves very much this son and this sister, but they lived a long way from her. And from pandemic time, 1 month this family no visit her at home, and this is a point very dramatical for me, because she said me that she said me, I lost my mind, Tomasz. And because my question was, why you don't phone to your family, and she said me, I don't know, because I'm afraid, because this fake policeman was a very brutal and very order, and this fake policeman ordered the woman, and she was afraid of him, and this fake policeman had to go to orders to go to bank, and this woman has to withdraw the money. It's a very big money, because it was 100,000 zloty. It's very big money, yeah. And this what is very important. This fake policeman, he knows where she has the money, in which bank, yeah, in which bank, and this is my second dramatical moment in my thinking about this play. And this woman, of course, I don't know why, of course, but this woman went drive there, and this fake policeman said her that 2 policemen in fashion policemen save her, yeah, save her, and she remember that she took the money, and this is cash. It's not count bank, but this is a number. This is a cash, and the cash she talked to this. She remember 2 men who sitting after her back. Yeah, And what is very important in dramatical moment, of course, this is a life and dramatical moment is the same, because this fake man ordered her that phone is on all the time. Phone is on, yeah, and she didn't want to hang up, yeah, and this font, and this woman took this font, and all the time is a phone is on, yeah, and why? Because this fake policeman had to know what she done, yeah, and yeah, it's a very very important point, dramatical point, yeah, and of course this woman took this money and goes to with this money into the basket. It throws this money to basket, yeah, in very particular place in basket in Wrocław, and this fake policeman said her, you have to go at home and waiting for my call. It's really a real situation. And but she came came back to home, and yeah, it was. She said me that it's in the evening, no call, but from the morning, from the 7, it's a next call from this fake policeman, and he said her, you have to, because this is not all money of this woman, and he said her, you have to throw out I don't know how many, but she said he said her, you have to go with me and we have to the same action, and he ordered her, but she cut this calling conversation and phoned to me, and this is the moment when I know that I'm included in the story, yeah, because of course it was at 7 a.m. in the morning. I went to her, and she was crying. She's very historical. She was afraid, and phone, because she has two phone. One is a mobile, of course, and second is a stationary house phone. And all the time when I went there, I have been there, and all the time ringing this phone from house, yeah, and she hung up this telephone, and this man, because I asked her to because I want to know what's the voice, yeah, and I remember this voice of this man, this fake policeman. This is a voice not for, in my first impression was that this is not policeman, because he was a very ordinary. This is not for me, but he wants to the same process, because he persuade her to go to the bank, take the money and throw to the basket, and over time, of course, phone have to be open, have to be phone on, and I said this woman that we have to go to police station, and we are going there. But I observe that after my car driving, I don't know this car, yeah, white. I remember white car, and when I stopped and we are going together to police station, I remember a few people who walking around the station, yeah, and when how a woman is interrogated she was inside the station. I decide, because I don't know what happened with this woman, and I decide to phone to psychiatrist, yeah, psychological doctor, and I ask this woman to come to the conclusion of that what is this? What's the problem? Maybe for me this is an unnormal situation. Yeah, I'm afraid of this woman because I think that she's ill. She was ill, and policeman said this woman that she never took back this money because it's because this number is no name. Yes, no numbers, no name, and police has no tool to invest who is this. And we came back to her home, and this psychological doctor coming, and I was in the same room with this woman, this doctor, and this doctors made a question to this woman, why phone to me, yeah, and this woman, this older woman said answer that it is a very dramatical moment and maybe it's a title of my play, but because she said that this woman, this fake policeman, said to her, sweetheart, yeah, sweetheart, and she, I don't know, came back to her mind, and she was discovered that general and high level function in officer in policeman never said to sweetheart, yeah, and this is a climax for me. Yes, this is the main moment in dramatical process when this woman discovered that she was he's a scammer, he's a criminalist, yeah, and this is the first in discovery, very important, very interesting, unfortunately, in life, but interesting in my play. And second part, this conversation with the psychologist is because it is a very interesting, because this woman, she has no children, and her husband was very authority man. He was older than her, near the 20 years, and he was he was a soldier in army in Poland, many years ago, and yes, she was a soldier during the war, and he was a he was a very big chauvinist and very big racist and anti-Semitism, and he was not really polite man, but he was a very strong, and this psychology analyze her behavior, this woman, but she has a complex of authority. Yeah, when some people orders her and be in authority, she feels like a victim. Yeah, she has to listen, has to make something what this man or make something what he wants to do. Yeah, and this is a second discover for me. What very important is what is inside psychological person when I try to discover this psychological behavior. And second analysis of psychological doctor is that this woman had a very deeply depression by of course why is lonely, and she was it was a very big connection between her. She was independent. She's dependent of him, yeah. And she, when he died, I remember this woman. She didn't know where's the bank, where's the bill. Where's a very pragmatical and things what you have to pay for, I don't know, for energy, for water and for house, because this man never teach her about these things. Yeah, I remember that I and my wife helped her to organize life. Yeah, I think about pay for bills and for etc. Yeah, and she was after died this husband, like a little girl. Yeah, little girl in the jungle. And very big depression. And fourth point is includes to my subject what happened with people in pandemic time is of course she was at home alone and close the door, close the windows. And she went out, don't go out from the house from 1 month, and she felt like a prisoner at home. And of course she watched the television and listened news about pandemic. She was afraid of her life and this home, because this home is very particular too, because her husband was a collector of arts. Of course, this arts is not very big, wealthy, but. Yeah, this is like family souvenirs, memories. But for her, for this man, this memories, things are very important. I don't know, for example, I don't know, portraits of her and portrait of him, or and cup of from this soldier, and fashion from the army. Yeah, and she felt after this died this husband, like yeah, like a policeman who have to save these things. And of course, pandemia made in her mind a very big depression, because she had no connection with people, with family, and yes, only news. This news was a very bad news, and she listened to this news and afraid of her healthy. Yeah, and this is a 4 points to devastate her psychological. Yeah, what happened? Yeah, it is and this is a subject. Subject is a pandemia. Yeah, pandemia. And what I said, this is a story. Yeah, this is what I explained to you. This is a story. This is a story, whole story in this moment. Yeah, and because after visit of psychologicals, this is a yeah, because this woman, because this font is finished, because maybe this criminalist, this scammer, is know that she went to police station and no font, and she had to take medicine from this psychological statement. And yeah, this is a whole story. Yeah, and this is very important, because I know this story, because I have been included. And third, and yeah, this is a real story. Yeah, what I explain you, it's real. But real is not art. Yeah, real is not exactly the same what is art, and very important. What I have to do with this story, I have to create my story. Yeah, this is not real story, real, but I have to make a plot. Yeah, plot, and plot is very important in my work, because plot for me, this is arrangement of events. Yeah, and plot, this is for me, it's a similar like events. And I looking for, when I writing something, events. What's the dramatic events which is describe the story. Yeah, because what I explained to you, this is a novel. Yeah, this is a novel. But play is play. This is, of course, we have to cut this the story to the scene, to the act, and for etc. And now I think about plot. Yeah, and plot for me, it is I try to think about treatment. Yeah. And treatments. This is the creator should first outline, outline the plot, and treatment is very important in my work, because this is like this is I organize my work, and a very important thing is in the beginning. and is a answer for the question, what's the first scene? What's the first scene? You know whole story, yeah, because I explain you. But it is my question for myself, yes, what's the first scene? And answer is maybe I can begin the story from the beginning. For example, from the phone to me from this woman, and this is another structure of story. Or I can write this story from, I don't know, from the finish, yeah, because maybe conversation with a psychological doctor is the first scene, and I have to go to the beginning here, yeah. For example, I don't know, 6th scene, yeah. Another is maybe it's a phone to woman from this fake policeman, yeah. For example, and for me, because I know not all, but I know circumstances this woman, and for me, what's very important is what I want to say people, audience. And for me, very important is answer for question, what about is this play? And for me, it's a lonely, yeah, lonely woman. What happened? What happened with lonely woman in pandemic time? Yeah, I'm interested for her lonely, yeah, loneliness. And now I think that I think about two alternative line of story. And in this moment, I think first line is a real story, reality, yeah, reality. This is the first line, yeah. And second line of the story is her imagination. Because for me, it's a very. She said to me, Mr. Tomasz, I lost my mind, yeah, and I think about her imagination. What happened with this? She's a very. Yes, she was a teacher, academical teacher. She was a very wise woman, and she's a doctor. And she lost her mind, and when this fake policeman called to her, and I think, yeah, this is my big structure. Yeah, I try to think about. Connect between these two lines, yeah, and it's a very for me important because I don't want to be like the commentarist and or describe the real story, but I try to jump from this story and describe her mind and. I think that first scene, because I remember that this woman said to me when she was me and my wife, she described herself that she was a very beautiful woman. She was very adored for many men. She was in Vienna, in Vienna, Palace. She was in the United States. She was in Venice. She was like a little bit like a star, like a very beautiful woman, like a star. Yeah, and I want to begin the story from the her picture of herself, yeah, and I think about dance in Vienna Palace, in Vienna Ball, yeah, ball, yeah. And because I remember that she explained me and my wife about this very important moment in her life, yeah, when many people accept her, love her, and she was in like celebrity who was a very known, yeah. And she was very happy in this moment, and I want to begin from very happy moment in her life, because in my imagination, in my what I think, when this woman she's living in past time, yeah, she's living in past time, and sometimes when people living in past time, they have no big connection with reality, yeah. And for me, this is the dance in Vienna. Maybe it's a very important moment to like Cinderella, yeah, when she met with Prince, yeah. I think about the second part of this story like a little bit like a fairy tale, because this is not realistic story, yeah. And I want to in first scene show people that she's very happy, and she is adored. She is yeah. She is very happy. It's very important for me. And second scene in my imagine now is a call. Yes, calling. This man calling fake policeman. Yeah, and I wanted to fight. I wanted the because this event is very important, and this event is very important. Yeah, we have a big moment in first scene and second scene. Yeah, but we don't know nothing about this policeman. For audience, this fake policeman is a policeman, no fake. But in my imagination, we on the audience, we don't know what this policeman said for her. Yeah, what he said. We know only her answer. It's very important for me because. This conversation, because I remember this little short conversation between her and this fake policeman, and this woman said only, okay, I do, excuse me, why I have to do, okay, I made it, I make it, yeah. And I like this opposite. In this first scene, she's a star. Now we have a empty home and lonely woman. Yeah. And what we have to know from this second scene. Second scene is for me is a very important dramatical, because we know on the audience that she has very big problem with her money. Yeah. And she has to draw this money from the bank because this is false money, bad money. Yeah, and this is yes, this and we the third scene is very important for me too, because in her imagination, in my creator, is when she has to make conversation with her died husband, yeah. And this is a very important moment, because I remember when I remember this day when this husband of her husband died, because he was a very nationality man, and I remember that this woman she explained me that she went to shop for magazine, very nationality magazine. I don't want to say what is the title, and this man, and I don't know. She said to me that she went from the home 15 minutes, yeah, and his 15-20 minutes maybe, because this is close. Her home is close the shop, and when she came back, her husband lied on the floor, and yeah, it's and his heart is stopped, and she's a doctor, but she made a reanimation, but this is impossible to come to life. But in her imagination, husband never die, because I remember that that she many times said me why he left me, why, and she said to him like a real person who lived with her, and yes, this is in my imagination. He is inside his home and his psychological house, yeah, because in my imagination he's talking with him. He's died, of course, but he's talking, and in my imagination, the conversation between this woman and this husband. But this husband is a real, like in Hamlet, father is real, yeah. And in my imagination, this is a ghost who comes, yeah. And she asked him to help, yeah. And in my own opinion, her husband said, yes, you are alone, you have to make what you have to do. You have to decide yourself. And this husband decide to make what her order, yeah. He's like real husband who order her, you have to make this, yeah. And after this conversation, this conversation between husband and this woman in my structure is a few times. I don't know how many, but lonely people, you know about it, many times make a conversation with died people, very close, like a husband, yeah. And this structure is very important for the beginning for me, but I'm looking for events if you show this, yeah. And fourth scene for me it's yeah, I want to go to next part of her because she felt very good after conversation with her husband, and I think that it's a very big moment in her life when husband as a wedding of with this prince, yeah, and this is a very happy moment. I remember that this woman explained us about that this wedding was in a very particular place in palace in the lake. It's a very big moment in her life, yeah, and I think about this, and in this wedding was accident. What I remember that she explained me in this wedding was accident because she doesn't know who, but she has more money in I don't know where, and wallet I don't know where, but she has money in her wallet, and sometimes steal this money, yeah, and this is my connect to her because connect with what happened in real time, yeah. But in this wedding was this accident with steal money, and she explained that policeman coming, and I don't know. She said me that it was very big money, still some, and this wedding was broke and not good feeling, of course, and not pleasure mood after this accident, yeah. And this is very important because I have to connect with this fake policeman and with this problem of money, yeah. And next scene for me is it's at second calling from fake policeman, yeah. And in this conversation, this policeman said that higher officer policeman wants to talk with her, and this another policeman order her to withdraw money from the very particular bank, yeah. And this is a decision to withdraw money from the bank, yeah. And this is the moment very important. We of course this is the same situation like in second scene. We only listen answer of woman, yeah, and answer is of course I made it. We don't know what is this in this moment, because this criminal story I want to took like a little bit mystery. This is not answer for I know the story, but audience not exactly. And for me, I want to take this information to the end, to finish the story. Okay. Sixth scene for me as a very important because this is the same structure. What the first is a conversation with husband. With husband. Yeah. With husband. And husband husband, this is a very this man was not polite for people, but he was a very polite for people who are from who are from army, from policeman, and he likes very much these people for army and he persuade her to make this withdrawal of money to the bank. And 7.7 scene is a very important. This is the seventh scene is a decide for her life, because she explained me after this accident that unfortunately she made abortion, yeah, when she was a young woman, and I want to describe this scene. Yeah, in mine imagination, this is a scene between conversation with doctor in to decide about abortion. Yeah, and because this woman now she has 80 years old, but yeah, but all the time she thought about this child. Yeah, it's very impressed me. I remember, and I want to describe this because she said me that her life will be another when she born this child, and this is the side of her life in her vision, yeah, in her opinion of her life, yeah. And eighth scene maybe something you see. Eighth scene as for me is a bank. Yeah, is a bank. It's a bank, and because I was with this woman with bank for 2 days after this accident, and because she asked me to come to this bank, I remember that I was talking with this man who sent her the money, and he said me that because I asked him to describe her behavior, and he said me that she was a very calm. She was a very calm woman. No historical, no sign, no eyes closed. All was she was very no nervous, and she took this money without no close the eyes, nothing. Yes, no sign to nerves. And I think about this scene, yeah, in bank between bank counter and this woman, yeah, bank counter. Very polite man and woman, yeah. And nice scene nice scene for me is very important, because this is a throw out to the basket, money to the basket. Money, yeah. In the park. In the park. Yeah. And in this scene, I want to write the scene between woman and husband, and this policeman, because maybe you remember, this woman has to have all the time open the call, yeah, phone on, and I think about structure, because this woman talk with this fake policeman and this husband, and this is like her mind is lost. Yeah, she doesn't know where's she, and I think about, but this is a climax for me. This is a climax, a main point, climax. Yeah, ninth scene, and the last scene for me in this my little treatment as a visit psychologist, doctor, yeah, and this is that for me in this moment is very, very important, because we know after whole story what happened, and this psychologist explain our audience and her what happened. Yes, where's this fire point, this wrong point, what happened with this woman. Yeah, this is like a logical explained her behavior. Yeah, and yeah, this is I don't know this is exactly this structure, but when I write something, I think about this is for me very important, because I can arrange events, and I can play with this. Yeah, this is like because I'm guitarist. This is like notes. Yeah, if I have notes, I can play very good. Yeah, because very important for me is moment. One scene is light. Second is hard. Another scene is a musical. In is comedy. Second is a little bit grotesque, and I like very much mixed of many conventional writing to the theater. Of course, very important thing in writing to the theater is think about theater. Yes, because theater likes, we know about it, that theater likes one place, one action, one time. But in my imagination, my create now, I think to mix it this mood. I try to write scenes with another moods, another action, another meaning, another rhythms too. Yeah, maybe this is my little method of my writing. Yeah, if it's interesting for you, thank you for hearing me. Goodbye.